Are your beliefs causing hysteria in others? In this video, we're going to talk about how to deal with that situation. Let's get into it. You know, when you have an evolution in your spiritual beliefs, people will often come at you from the perspective of, what are you doing? How are you changing? Why are you doing this? And they'll come at you from the perspective of they have to be right, and so you have to be wrong. And they will get hysterical in their belief. When you're dealing with that situation, and that person's in front of you yelling and saying terrible things and getting hysterical about your beliefs, understand this one simple concept. It's not your beliefs that are making them hysterical. It's theirs. It's their belief that's making them hysterical, because your beliefs have challenged their belief. And in their belief, they have to be right. They have to hold on to it. To give you an example, this morning I woke up to a series of comments on my videos. And it was a man who was very terrified and very challenged by my beliefs. And I know this is because he started off his whole comment section saying, I'm going to prove that John Davis is a liar and a fraud, only out for money. So he started off with slanders. Now, there's an old quote that's attributed to Socrates, or some people say it isn't, but I don't think there's proof in either direction. But it doesn't undo the validity of the comment, which is, when the debate is lost, slander becomes the tool of the loser. And if you look up the terminology and the definition of the word slander, you find it's name-calling. Calling someone a liar and a fraud is slander. So this person has started off their argument with slander, so they started off as a loser. The other thing is they tried to manipulate, and the people who are dealing with you are going to try to manipulate you into believing as they do. In his case, he went into the idea of, I'll debate John Davis anywhere, anytime, and he won't show up, and he'll delete all my comments because he won't do it, because he's a fraud and a liar. I don't ever feel the need to debate or argue for my belief. They're my beliefs. And if you watch my videos, you find very quickly that I am very comfortable in my beliefs, and I'm not asking you to take them. But when you're sharing your beliefs and somebody around you or somebody comes into you and gets very upset that you don't believe as they do, and they're upset, I want you to think about the nature of being upset, being hysterical. And I don't mean funny. I mean in hysteria, which is what this gentleman was this morning. I mean, he literally jumped on and put comments on 5 or 6 of my videos. And the interesting thing is he said that I would delete his comments. I didn't delete his comments. You'll never see them, my audience, because I've hid him from my channel now. Now he can see this, and he can see his comments, and he's just gonna think that I'm never responding. I'm just hiding him from my audience because my channel is a place of love and compassion. I don't allow those kind of arguments be shown to my audience. And it's not because I'm afraid of what he's saying. I don't believe what he's saying, and I'm very comfortable in my beliefs. He's just not very comfortable in his, which is why he's wanting to yell at me because I believe differently from him. When people are yelling at you because you believe differently, it's their weakness, it's their fear. And when they're yelling and they're screaming and they're hollering and they're debating and they're arguing with you about your beliefs, understand it's their beliefs that they're having a problem with. It's their beliefs that they have to prove to be right. Because if they don't prove to be right, they're wrong. And so that emotional, hysterical reaction to somebody else's belief is unhinged, which is one of the words used in the definition of hysteria. Unhinged emotional response. It's unhinged. Why is it unhinged? It's unhinged because they are afraid. They are angry. They are fearful. And when someone's coming at you angry and fearful, any negative emotion they're throwing at you, it's a fear of some kind. And when they're throwing that fear at you, turn the other cheek. Stay in your calm state and look at them and think to yourself, what are they afraid of? What is the fear that they're throwing that my belief affects them? What's it matter what I believe? Does it matter that I don't believe as you do? It's their own insecurity about their belief that makes them feel like they've got to sway others to their belief. When they knock on your door and they try to hand you pamphlets and say, you have to believe as we do, and they want to argue with you, it's a very interesting experience because for me, they don't do that to me anymore. Well, I do have a sign on my door that says, if you're here to get me to join your cult, I won't. And they never came back. Right? But the concept is that when you're dealing with your beliefs, remember they're yours. When someone else comes at you mad and angry about your beliefs, ask yourself, why are they mad about my beliefs? My beliefs don't affect them. My beliefs aren't part of their experience. Why do they want to argue against my beliefs? And that's what you need to say to yourself. Protect your beliefs, because your truth is your truth. I often say on this channel that I'm speaking my truth, and I don't expect anyone to take my truth as theirs. But I'm speaking my truth. That's what this channel is about. And in that regard, each one of us has to step up and find our own truth. My mom said spirituality is a personal journey. Well, it's a personal journey. But if your personal journey is to yell and argue against other people's personal journeys, then you're the one who has the problem. You're the one in fear. And so when someone's coming at you that way, exhale, relax, recognize their fear as fear, and let them go on, because you're not going to change them, and you shouldn't try, because it's their personal journey to go through that struggle of fear, anxiety, and hysteria. That's what they're going through. You can have compassion for them and compassion for their fears and their anxieties, but just stay in the love, stay in loving state. And the most loving thing you can do sometimes is just to let them go. Let them go away. Let them live out their life, because that's the key to this whole thing, is each one of us must travel our own path. And their path is negative and angry and frustrated and hysterical. And you can stay in the loving state. You can stay in the positive state. And if you really want to see whose beliefs are working, look at their emotional experience and look at your own. If you're in love and you're in ease and comfort and very comfortable in where you are, and someone else is yelling and angry and screaming and telling you you're wrong, my channel is all about spreading love and living a loving life. And he was angry about that. What's that mean? It means it has nothing to do with love. It has everything to do with being right. And I'm challenging his beliefs. So it's the same thing with you. When you have someone coming up and yelling and hollering at you, understand they're the one in the bad mood. They're the one who's fearful. They're the one who is living in the experience of having to be right by making you wrong. And that's my thought on this whole process. You guys have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. The John of New channel is solely funded by your generous donations and purchases of private readings and merchandise. To help out, go to johnofnew.com or use the donation link in the description below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.